Boy, do I have probably one of the best trainings that we've ever done for you today. I'm so excited because this is something that a lot of people have asked about, and this is going to just 10x your marketing. Are you ready? I am so excited. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a document. So this is a little bit different than what we normally do, but you'll be able to, right below this, be able to grab the link to this document. This is just a Google Doc, but it's going to be asking you a lot of questions about your business. And it's going to ask you about your brand voice, your avatar. This is going to help you really narrow down your marketing. So that way you can create emails and you can create social media. And every single time it's going to be in your brand voice. One of the questions that I get asked a lot, especially about my brand, is like, how do you create a brand that like it's very fun and we talk lots about like sailing type things and all my images are beachy and like all of that. And I have been asked the question like, how do you create something like that? Well, first you want to start thinking about your brand and how do you want people to feel when they're interacting with your brand? And I actually worked with a brand specialist. And one of the things that when we were talking, that she told me, she was like, you need to incorporate more of the sailing and everything into your brand because that's who you are. And I had this limiting belief that I couldn't do that. Like that wasn't professional. People wouldn't really take me seriously if that's what I was doing. And frankly, that is just not true. And I think it's because when I was building my coaching business, I started where it was just fun. It had like bright colors that I liked and everything. And then when I started working with a brand expert back then, she was like, you are charging premium prices. So you need to have your brand needs to be high end and it needs to look classy. And so I went more like darker, bolder colors and gold and like had photo shoots and stuff done that like I look back now, I'm like, that is not who I am at all. But I thought that's what I needed to do in order to attract high paying clients. That is not true. You can be you. The more that you are yourself and you put this in. So if you love horses, add horses into your brand. If you really love the ocean, add that into your brand. If you really love to cook, you can add that into your brand. It doesn't really matter what it is. You can add that in. In fact, I was following a girl and she really loves video games and she teaches operations and she's added that into her branding. So you can add in all of those things. And this is one thing that you can use AI to start talking back and forth and like, what are some of the things that I could do and have conversations with AI to help you kind of narrow it down into what your brand message really is. So you can tell them a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do and say, these are the things I like. How can I mesh these two things together? I really like using AI for brainstorming because it helps me have that sounding board that I can ask questions back and forth to, and I can get clear on where it is that I'm trying to go. So with that, once you start going through all of this, you can then start putting it into this document. So I'm going to walk you through this document and all the different pieces. And like I said, you can grab your copy just below and it will have, you can make a copy of it into your Google Drive, fill it out, and then you can upload it into the AI software of your choice. And I will walk you through how to do that as well. My favorite AI software is called Claude. So it's Claude AI. The reason that I like Claude better than the rest of them out there that I've tried is Claude is more precise and it is more correct in the things that it says. And if you say only take information from what I'm giving you, it won't go out and look at the internet for other things. It just takes your brand voice and puts it into social media copy and all of that. So I find that it works really well for that. Because it is so precise and everything, it will articulate things a little bit more correctly than say just ChatGPT. The other thing is because they really look at security, they look at making sure that things are correct. Claude only knows information up to like 6 months ago. So that's where like the last update is. So anything that happened in the last 6 months, it knows nothing about because it is looking for what actually is truth before it puts everything together. So that's another reason why I like it. And it's more conversational to me than like a chat GPT. So you can use whatever you like, but like I said, I like using Claude. So let's start walking through this template that you can grab. All right, so we have this brand and business document template. And the very first thing that you want to do is you want to define what your vision statement is. So, what is your North Star? How are you going to impact the world in what it is that you're doing? And maybe you're like, I just help people in their businesses. But what can that do? Here's the great thing about anyone that is in operations or admin or anything like that. Like, you really are the rock that can help create the ripples in other people's business. You can help that business owner shine because there's so many business owners that have great ideas and they want to go out and change the world. But they need someone to help them with strategy. They need someone to be behind the scenes and to be able to help build these things out, to help their business to really grow and scale. And you get to be that person. And so, what do you want your vision to be like? What do you envision to do in the future? What do you want to create? What's the broader impact that your business is going to create? And then what does your business contribute to positive change? So think through that when you're creating your vision statement. Now, this is going to take a little bit. When I created this for my business, I would say it probably took me about 3 to 4 hours because I really wanted to think through it and make sure that I wasn't missing anything. So you're going to fill out your vision statement. Then I want you to list your core values. If this is something, if you have done the Align Your True North course where it walks you through how to create your True North document, a lot of this is actually already done. If you don't have that, then you can go to alignyourtruenorth.com/course and you can get that course for free. And you can start putting together your True North document. That's more for you to focus on every single day to keep you on track and keep you aligned. Where this, we're building out to train AI to be able to sound like us in all of our marketing. So you're going to define your values. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to create a mission statement. So what do you do? Who do you serve? How do you serve them? And then what transformation do you create? You want to make sure that your mission statement has all of those things. Then you're going to look at your brand story. So thinking through your brand story, what are some key moments that led you to start your business? What problems did you observe that you want to be able to fix? What personal experiences have you had that have influenced your approach? And then why are you unique and positioned to help? So all of those things need to be part of your brand story. You see why this is going to take a little bit as you're putting this all together and writing it all out. The next is I want you to start thinking about your legacy. And this is something that not a lot of people do. One of the things, the exercises that I've been doing is I actually have 100-year goals. So what do I want from the impact and everything that I have done in 100 years from now? What is that impact going to look like? So that's really going to stretch your brain if you start thinking 100-year goals and then start mapping that back to 10-year goals, 1-year goals, everything. But that's going to help you really start defining your legacy. So what lasting change do you want to help create? What benefits are there going to be because you were working and you have this business? What barriers are you going to break down? What opportunities are you creating? So think bigger. You're more than just a VA or an OBM or an operations manager. Like there's so much more that you can do. And this doesn't have to just be in your business. Maybe it's that you want to build your business up to a point where then you can start a nonprofit or whatever it is. Like this is your chance to dream big and talk about the kind of legacy you're going to lead. Next, we're going to start diving into our avatar. So this is the person that you really want to help. So you're going to write out who it is that you serve. You're going to look at what are they currently struggling with. There's internal challenges, and then there's also external challenges. So internal are the things that inside themselves they're struggling with. These are the things that they're never going to say on social media or anything like that, but you know it's something they're struggling with. External is going to be like, I need a funnel built or something like that, something that is external outside of them. What are some of the daily frustrations they have? And then what are some of the things that they have tried, but they have failed at? So, what are those failed attempts? So, you want to write all of that. Next, we're going to go to the desired transformation. So, this is not like if you have thought about any of the other trainings or anything that we've done, we talk a lot about not just saying, hey, like I'll do whatever you need for 20 hours a month or something. Like it's what is that transformation that you're creating for your clients? And this is really going to help you in your marketing when you're out there talking about this. So first you want to look at the desired transformation. So what are the external results? What are the internal results? How are they going to feel and how's it going to impact their business? So I want you to define all of that. Then I want you to look at like their daily life. Currently, what are they doing? So right now when they're stuck, if you were to go into their office and sit down with them and just watch what they do all day, what is it going to look like? Are they being distracted? Are they trying to figure things out? Or are they watching YouTube and then they still don't understand? Like, what are the things that they're doing and actions that they're taking and challenging they're facing every day? Then we are going to look at the opposite side. Once they have the transformation that you create, what does the day in the life look like for them then? And really paint that picture. The more detail that you give this, the better it's going to be. Once you have that all done, your avatar is now defined. Now we want to start looking at your core offer. Now, if you don't have a core offer yet, and that's something you're still working on, you are in luck because pretty much the whole rest of our 12 days that we are doing, we are going to be talking about your offer. So all the rest of the trainings that we're going to be dropping, we are going to be really diving into your offer to help you with all of this. So the first part is just basic information. So the name of your offer, if you have a name for it, your price point, the duration, how you're actually going to deliver it. So you give all of those details. Then you want to look at what is your big promise? What is the thing that you are, that transformation that you're promising that you're going to give them? What are the specific results and what's the time frame of that? Then you are going to look at your target audience. Who is it for? Is there any prerequisites? Do they have to be at a certain level before you can work with them? So you want to have all that defined. Then you're going to look at the processes and frameworks. So what are the key components of your offer? Do you have milestones or checklists or checkpoints that they're going to be able to hit? Do you have the different kinds of support you're going to provide? So what are those key components of that? Then you go into your package so you can talk about what's included, if you have bonuses, any resources that you provide. So you map that all out and then have some sort of risk reversal. So what's your guarantee? Now, your guarantee doesn't have to be like a money back guarantee. One of the things that we offer is that with our operations director training, that if you go through the training and you don't get a high ticket client by the end, then we will continue working with you until you do. So that's our risk reversal and our guarantee. So it doesn't necessarily have to be money back guarantee, but it could be like looking at different timelines or processes or anything like that. And if you are struggling with coming up with some sort of risk reversal, this is where you can use AI to talk back and forth and say, give me some examples. What are some risk reversals that I could use for an offer like this? And it will help you come up with some of the ideas that you want to implement into your offer. If you have a secondary offer, you want to write out what that is. Normally, I would say most people have like one or two offers. And so you can write all of those out. Then you're going to look at your brand voice. So how do you communicate? What is your tone? Do you have themes? Do you have specific language? So this is where I talk a lot about how we use sailing terms and we use like nautical type themes and that it's very fun and uplifting and lighthearted. So that's part of our brand voice. So you want to define all of those. Then you're going to go into your marketing message. So this is where you're going to talk about problem statements. So what are some of the pain points that you have? And this is really a lot of what you kind of already done when you've defined your avatar, but this is going to put it in more like specific language. So you talk about the problems that your avatar is having, then you're going to talk about the solutions. So what are the solutions that you offer? And remember, the solutions are all outcome based. And then you can create a transformation story. So you can either say, this is the transformation that I'm going to create. Or if you've worked with clients in the past that have received that transformation, you can just write out that story, exactly what happened. Where were they at before? Where are they at after? What are some of those key milestones that they were able to hit? And then what were the success indicators telling us this is how we know that this person had that transformation? All right. Then we just have some implementation notes here that talk about just fill it out, review it quarterly, if there's things that need to be updated, all of that. So now let's talk about, once you have that all written out, what do you do? So you're going to go into Claude AI. And if you go to the left side, signing up for this is free, by the way, but if you go to the left side and you go to projects, so I have some different projects that are already set up, but you can create a new project. And in this new project, what you'll do, so I'll just show you this one. So under this project knowledge base, I have, if you, all of this information here, this is everything that we just talked about. So it talks about my avatar, it talks about my offers, it talks about all my brand language and everything. You put it all in there, and that's going to save your instructions of everything that you create inside this project is going to be pulling from that information. So it's going to give you all of that brand awareness and everything like that. The other thing you can do is you can also upload different files into the project. So like I have different ways to increase your click-through rate. I've uploaded that. I have also uploaded different social media posts that I've written that performed really well. So that way it gets a good idea of the kind of posts that I create. So you can upload all of that into this project. Then anything that you are going to be writing about, you can then start in that project and say, I need to write an email sequence about XYZ. I need to create social media posts for the next 3 months or the next 30 days, and I want it to do XYZ. So that is how you are going to do all of this AI. I know that that was a lot of information, and this is something that's going to take you a little bit of time to put into place. So I would say really, I did this over about 3 or 4 days. It took me some time to put it all together because it is a lot of information and you want to write things out and then you want to leave and then you want to come back to it and revisit it and then like read through it all again. This is really going to help you get very clear in your marketing. The other amazing thing about this is now that you know how to do this, this is something that you can now offer to your clients. You can say, hey, I can create you a custom AI so that way your brand messaging is always going to be on point when you're using AI when it comes to writing your emails, when it comes to social media or anything like that. So this is a free gift that I'm giving to you that you can now use with your clients. You're welcome. I am so happy that you guys can take this and you could get clients by the end of the week and just say, hey, I have this new technology that I can really get your brand message really dialed in. And you can help create this and craft this for them. And then they can upload it into their Claude and then have an amazing AI tool to help them with their brand messaging.